Well, good morning people. It is Thursday the 8th of October. It's not looking great outside. The wind is breezy, it's wet. It's supposed to ease off a bit from about 11 o'clock, so I'll probably hang around in Stalham till at least 10:30, 11 o'clock sort of thing. Might go for another wander into the town, then head up to Heigham. Should get there for around, I don't know, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Turn the heating off for a minute because you might not be able to hear me very well. Yeah, good night's sleep though, better than the night before. The rain came down about, I don't know, 1-2 o'clock in the evening, but it didn't disturb me at all. But yeah, I think yesterday was a one-off with the wall-to-wall, well, I say wall-to-wall sunshine, but it was nothing like this. At least we had blue sky and sunshine, so. But I'll try and get some more river footage for you today. If it does rain, however, you will have the annoying sound of the wiper, and obviously it passing backwards and forwards in front of the camera, which is frustrating, I know, but I can't do much about that. So I'm going to getting on ready even. Tidy the boat up a bit. I also plan to do, or show you around the boat later on as well, just so you can see what Brinks Encore looks like from the inside. You've seen it from the outside, but you know, just the little things that you can find on the boat. Not really much to show, won't take long, but you know, it gives people the idea of whoever wants to hire this boat, what it's like on the inside and whether it's suitable for their purposes. So yeah, I'll do that a bit later on. Probably when I get to Heigham, give me something to do when I get there. Obviously after I've been to Latham's, because that is a must. But yeah, we'll see what the day brings. It's not going to be an active one, but so what? You know, it's the Broads. You're here to chill out and rest and just switch off from everything that's going on in the world at the moment. So yeah, I will update you all later on. Cheers. So it looks like San Marino, he's on his way to new pastures. Hitched up there on the back of a low loader. It's a shame, it's been on the Broads for a long time. But someone's going to get some joy out of that. As you can see, it's a proper miserable day again. Vehicle by the looks of it to go in front of San Marino. Yeah, I think that's the actual one that I was on, to be honest, back in the 2000s. Well, probably repainted, so you wouldn't even recognise it's her if you saw her again. But you know, that's the joys of buying your own personal boat. You know, you can do what you want with it at the end of the day. And for you though who don't know it, this is Stalham High Street. Got an old firehouse there, dated back to 1833. Thing, considering how narrow the streets are. But you've got a couple of Chineses up here I think 2 Chinese takeaways and 1 restaurant. You've got the Swan Inn Hotel / pub. You've got another pub up here on the right hand side which I can't quite remember. But you know, you've got a Boots, you've got the original factory shop, a few hairdressers, a couple of convenience stores as well. Sorry about the wind, by the way. Fish and chip shop, Southern fried chicken shop, kebab shop, a couple of Indians. So yeah, it's got anyone who wants to come down to Stalham. Estate agents as well. And obviously you've got the big Tesco's that I showed you the other day. The Grebe was the other pub I was talking about, just there on the right. So yeah, it's certainly worth a wander up here if you were in the morning in Richardson's or in the Stays. So you've also got a butcher's and hardware store. Very good reviews about the butchers. You've even got a tanning salon. Junior directors. Then the majority of the takeaways are just down there. Chinese on the left, kebab shop on the right, fish and chip shop further down. But yeah, it's got everything you possibly need here. So you know, whatever you can't get at the convenience store, you can get at the Tesco's down the road. Just down there, there's a carpet shop, and opposite that, there's this pathway that takes you down this back road here. You've got a toilet down the right hand side, but if you carry on going down that path, you can actually take you to Tesco's. So a little tip for you if you want a little shortcut down to the superstore. But just going back out to the high street now. So there's actually another cut down through to Tesco's opposite the original factory shop as well, which takes you straight down to the entrance of Tesco's, so just so you know that as well. This is the end of the high street now, so I'll switch back on in a second. Far end of the high street now, and also there's a car sales in Stalham. I mean, they've only got a handful of cars, but you know, something, isn't it, for the locals? But yeah, this is the far end, say, beginning of the one-way system. If we go back down that way, we'll turn around to the right and take us back up to the main road to cross over down towards the stable. So just as San Marino leaves the yard on the back of a low loader, another one's turned up to pick up another boat. The guy said to me he's picking up a Horizon 35, I think that's a bathtub. I did notice one in the shed there as I walked past, which is hooked up to Bigfoot, which is their boat crane. So it's probably that one that they're picking up. Take a wander back to the boat now. Have a bit of a sit down and get ready to cast off. know, the Ant is quite secluded on this part of the river, so it's like there's no wind at all. But getting to Barnes Broad, that might be a different kettle of fish. So yeah, the plan is to head towards Heigham. Depending what time I get to the mouth of the River Thurn, I might head down towards Acle, stop down there for a bit. There's no point me going down to Womack because that'll be chocker. Thurn will probably be the same, Thurn Dyke. But yes, I do know it is exactly the same route as I did in July. Just the way I like it, you know. People have their set routes, set places they like to go. I just tend to go to the places that it's easiest for me to get to and to you know, deal with on my own, like mooring up and stuff. You'll probably remember the last time I was in Heigham in Herbert Woods' yard, it was blowing a hoolie, and I think I might have the same problem again today. The rain has sort of eased off a bit, it's more of a drizzle now, which is good. I thought I'd mount the suction mount on the rear window so you could see me leaving Richardson's for a change, you know, seeing the rear view rather than me or the front, adding a bit of variety to the mix, so to speak. But I've left that on the rear window, so I might do a rear video shot of me coming into Heigham and tying up at Herbert Woods. I can't guarantee how well that's going to go, but if I balls up, I balls up. You know, everyone balls up, don't they? Even the most experienced mariner can make a mistake. But you know, it's entertainment for you if I catch anything on film that doesn't go to plan, and then it helps me learn from it, which is all about life, isn't it? So I can't believe how still it feels around here. It's just like there's not a ripple on the water. Oh, and by the way, I've given up on the microphone. I checked some of the footage yesterday and it was shocking. It sounded like there was a dodgy connection somewhere, so when I get back I will be contacting the company I've got it from Amazon on, and they can send me another one or they can reimburse me. Either or. Then perhaps I may look into getting a wireless one. So I'm not aiming to come up now until about March, April, depending on the country situation. I keep reading stories online about the amount of cases that are going up in the Norfolk area, especially in Great Yarmouth and Norwich, and it is a worry for people that, you know, are due to come up between now and the second week of November. That's why I'm in two minds about booking for March or April, because if we're going to be in the same situation as we were last year, I mean, I know we're probably a bit better prepared now, but it could be that we're in lockdown, country lockdown, around that similar sort of time again. So it's just a suck it and see, really. I mean, if I don't book it and it's all fine, I'll be gutted. And I guess, you know, if I book it and it needs to get postponed again, at least I know I've got something in place to go. we'll see. I mean, I'll look when I get back home and see what's on offer. I mean, last year's holiday I was due to go to in March, which got postponed. It was actually one of Barnes' Black Friday deals, so I got it ridiculously cheap. But I doubt anyone is going to be doing those sort of deals this year, purely because of the economic climate. But we'll see. I might ask them when I get back, see if they're going to be doing any sort of discounts for early season bookings for next year. If you don't ask, you don't get. That's the way to look at life, isn't it? So I haven't seen anything advertised, but maybe it's not the right time for them to do that. So we're just approaching the turn off to Paddy's Lane on the right hand side, and then we're coming on to Barnes Broads. I'll just spin you around so you can see what's going on in front. As you can see, there's not really much you can see, unfortunately. The wiper doesn't go to the bottom of the windscreen, so you can probably just see water droplets. But yeah, I mean, even the wind here seems calmer now as well, and this is a bit more exposed. Maybe it's dropped. Boat right up behind me now that followed me out of Richardson's. I mean, he was a good 500-600 yards behind me when I left the yard. It's a private boat, but he's right up my rear now, which is fine. I'm doing 4.2 miles per hour, which is more than the 4 on our recommendation. The recommendation is it's compulsory. So he must be doing 5 or above to catch up with me. Yeah, it's not too bad out on Barnes Broad. It's looks fairly smooth, which is a shame. You know, everyone likes a bit of wave action, don't they? The wash now of a boat coming up beside me, so yeah, he's decided not to hang around and go around me before we get onto the broad. Saloon 2, name of the boat. access point to Paddy's Lane, Barton Turf. Into a bit of a headwind by the looks of the reeds, so I'm guessing why there's no sort of like heavy chop on the water is because Barton is quite secluded, I guess. You know, there's trees lined all the way around it. It's not so much of a swirling wind out here, it's a headwind, so yeah, this is Barton Broad. I'll catch you all soon. So as you can see, I've raised you up a little bit. I've used my initiative and got the empty fruit bowl and replaced the cider box on top of it. So yeah, you can get a bit of a better view now. I know the rain is still there, but you should not just have raindrops on the window. I thought I'd film going through Worsted again because when I did it yesterday, the microphone was, well, to put it bluntly, pants. You barely heard a word I was saying. So I first thought I'd do a front shot going through here. I can't do a side shot because there's water all over the window, so you wouldn't see anything anyway. But at least if you get, you know, another look, so to speak, you just won't get any sideways action, unfortunately. Broads Authority Rangers boats out again. Just slow down a little bit more going through here because it is quite narrow and private boats are moored outside people's properties. You have to get fairly close to them if the boat's coming the other way. Nice thing about this boat, it's got a fuel gauge and a water gauge as well. I think a few of the newer builds have got that sort of gauge on the dashboards, but it's quite handy. Handy to keep an eye on your levels. Around the corner here on the right hand side. so my speed isn't the problem, not holding anyone up. That was Ersted. Was looking to overtake. Oh no, glow of light wanted to slow down, so he was just gesturing to the evening light behind, but that wasn't what his intentions were. So the next area along this part of the river will be How Hill, area of interest. But you guys saw that yesterday, so I'll turn the camera off for a bit now and put it on a bit later on. Cheers. So as you will now see, we are approaching London Bridge. The gauge I passed just now was reading bang on 6 foot, not 6 foot, sorry, 8 foot. 8 foot clearance of the bridge, so yeah, plenty of room for us with some to spare. Passed a lot, and I mean a lot, of Richardson's boats, so I'm guessing they played it on the safe side and got this side of the bridge today ready to return their boats back tomorrow. Probably all going to be fighting for moorings at Neater's Head, Gaystaith, Paddy's Lane, Sutton. Sutton and Neater's Head, as we know, aren't blessed with a lot of mooring space. But they've done the sensible thing and got the right side of the bridge early. Coming through. Put these on just in case we need them, because we are going to have to hold station for a minute. rain again. Lemon squeezy. Say what, the bathtub lacks in vision, it gains in convenience. And we've got Sovereign here just approaching the bridge with his canopy down. You won't be able to see it because of the camera angle, but yeah, they're getting absolutely drenched. Having to do that on days like today, I don't miss. The inside of that boat will be sopping wet. With that canopy up. But yeah, that was London Bridge. Area of interest will be St Benet's Abbey. So as you can see now, we are at the mouth of the Ant onto the Bure. We're going to go left. Well, nothing's coming obviously. Back out onto the main stream. Nothing left, nothing right, we're good to go. Not to speed up a bit. 5 mile an hour along here. Loving the GPS speedo. Loving it. So the St Benet's moorings are plentiful. A few spaces along there for anyone that wants to stop off for some lunch or something, go for a wander into the Abbey. I won't be doing that this time. I walked there from London Bridge, you might remember, back in July. I don't need to do that again, especially when the weather is like this. Majestic Gems had a Richardson's badge taken off the front of her, but still got one on the side. Don't think that means it's now private. Still got the Richardson's badge on the back. Had a message from Dave Lowe, who's on Brinks Encore 5, saying he's at the ferry in the morning. Unfortunately, I'm heading up to Heigham, which I believe he was at last night. by all accounts it sounds like he had an interrupted sleep with the weather, the wind and the rain. I have to say I had quite a peaceful night's sleep. I'd say the rain didn't start until about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 or 2 o'clock. And where Richardson's yard was, I had a boat to the side of me to the right. And obviously it's lined with trees as well. The wind didn't really affect me. Not in the night. It picked up a lot this morning when I was getting ready to leave, but no, it was alright. No complaints. So yeah, that was St Benet's Abbey on the left, just gone by. You've got the turning on your right to South Walsham and Fleet Dyke, or should I say Fleet Dyke and South Walsham. So we'll keep plodding along until we get to the third mouth. Probably will just go straight out to Potter Heigham, to be honest, rather than going down to Acre, which I did contemplate, but let's just get up to Potter Heigham and then we'll go from there. So here we are then, we just turned up a Thurn, straight down to Potter I think. Might take a meander down Womack tomorrow, have a little look, but not today. So just so that you know, it is 7 miles from Stalham Marina, Stalham Richardson's, to Third Mouth. It's saying I've done 7 miles since I've started the engine, so that's useful information for you if you wanted to know that. Bit of blue sky down in front of us, but I don't think it's going to be lasting for very long, if I'm honest. I'll have a quick glance down Third Dyke as I go past, just to be nosy and see how busy it is. I have to say, in the 3 days that I've been on the boat, I've not seen one yacht, not one, out on the water. Obviously I've seen them moored up, but yeah, none actually out on the river, tacking from side to side. Don't know whether it's too windy for them or people just aren't using their boats. But what I'll do when I'm approaching Potter Heigham, I'll put the camera back on the rear window again. It might be a bit rain splattered, but you'll be able to see what's going on around the back. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a rear wiper, and if it did, it would probably be more noisy than the front. So the GPS actually has an inbuilt compass as well, which is digital, and it's saying I'm doing 0 degrees, so I must be pointing dead north at the moment. Literally 0 degrees. All I've got behind me is a single day boat that I passed just after St Benet's. passed a few boats from the other way, but I wouldn't say it was an excessive amount. What's Stern looking like then? Let's have a look. Got a sunlit horizon on the end there. And then there's a Barnes or Concorde, a Broads carousel, Viscount from Richardson's, San Rafael by the looks of it as well, Broadlander. Yeah, there's quite a few spaces down there, but nah, we're going to keep on going today. Might be a bit of a pig also trying to turn around down the bottom. This wind catches you, especially if there's boats moored down there as well. I know this has got bow thrusters, but you know, if it's the back end that goes, I know that's the end where the prop and the rudder is. It won't have a rudder if it is. Yeah, I suppose it will. But yeah, I like to make my life easy, because too many people don't. So if I can make it easy for myself, then all well and good. So just up around the corner to the right hand side, on the left will be the entrance down to Womack Dyke. You'll have the moorings, 24-hour moorings on the right hand side, about 400 or 500 yards down, and then it meanders down into the Staithe itself. Another very popular area for people to moor at, and you do need to get there early if you want to spend quite a bit of time there. We'll take a trip down there tomorrow after we leave Potter. By the time we get there, the majority of the people that would have stayed there the night before hopefully would have moved on, so there should be some space. But a little tip for you, if you are going to be going to Womack Staithe, make sure your water tanks are full. There is one hose down there and it trickles out, and it will take you an age to fill up your tank. And if there's about 5 or 6 other boats waiting for the hose as well, yeah, not ideal. Not ideal at all. So if you can, you know, head up to Potter Heigham and pay your £1 and get your water from Herbert Woods. Or I think there's also a water point outside the bridge pilot's office, just before the bridge, if you can get in there. But it's easy just to go into Herbert Woods' yard and get it from there. But I'll update you all soon. Well, would you look at that blue sky? Quite a lot of it as well. So as you can probably see in the far distance there is the famous Herbert Woods Broads Haven Tower, which is where we're aiming for. Obviously via the river, not across the fields. Although with how wet the fields are, I'll probably go straight through there, to be honest, but I'm not going to try that. Once I get to the start of the chalets along the bank side, I will move the camera to the rear so you can see that side of things, and then obviously you'll see my stern on more when I get into the boatyard. Hopefully it will be a success. From my point of view, maybe not for yours, maybe you want a bit of entertainment, but we shall see, won't we? Kind of thinking I'm going to need to leave Herbert Woods fairly early in the morning, with it being a Friday, so they're probably going to have a lot of boats returning. So I'll need to make sure that I'm up and out of there, probably by about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I don't want to get in their way, it's not fair on them, they've got a job to do. I have a lot of boats in there that need to get ready for people, and the last thing I want to do is interrupt what they need to get done. It's selfish, really, at the end of the day, if I did that, and I'm not a selfish person, so Right, I'm going to move the camera to the rear now to give me a bit of time between now and obviously where the chalets are. So the next footage you'll see will be from behind.
So just in Heigham, this is probably a view not many people see. Up there on the left hand side you've got the Felgate Inn pub, and on the right hand side you've got a Premier convenience store. You've got holiday lodges inside there, and this road takes you back down towards the river, Latham's, Herbert Woods, etc. I needed the cash point, so I had to go up to the Premier shop. Apparently do cash back in Latham's, but just in case I don't buy anything in there, I wanted to, you know, make sure I can just get some cash out of my cash point. It's only about a 5-minute stroll up the road, it's not too far. You can just see there in the distance a blue sign, Latham's car park, so it just gives you an idea as how far it is. But yeah, it was a fairly easy mooring in Herbert Woods' yard. I spoke to one of the engineers about asking if I was okay where I was, and he said, yeah, absolutely fine. But they've got 40 plus boats returning in the morning, so if I could vacate before they get there, that'd be fantastic, which I will, obviously. I said I'll be out of the yard by 8 o'clock, and he said that's absolutely fine. So yeah, early start tomorrow, but that's fine because it's the last full day that I'll have on the boat, so we'll try and visit as many places as we can. No set itinerary, but I'll go to a couple of places that I haven't been to in the last couple of days, so. So the plan is now to pop into Latham's, see if I can get anything that takes my fancy. Have a look at the cakes, obviously, in a bakery section. It would be against the law if you didn't do that in Latham's. And then I'll be back to the boat, give it a little tidy up, then possibly do the tour of the boat for you. I'm not sure whether it will be included into today's video or it'll be a separate one on YouTube, but at least this time you will get to see around the boat, which you didn't get to see on Brinks Duet in July, which I've had a few people say they're a bit disappointed about, so I do apologise. I purely just forgot to do it in the end. But this time you will get one for Brinks Encore. I've already got quite a bit of footage for today's video, so it might go as a separate one onto YouTube, but we'll see. Speak to you in a bit. So here we are then on Thursday evening, Heigham. It's getting on for 6:30 now. Had my dinner, cleared up. Thought I'd just go for a stroll before the weather sets in again for the night, which is bound to do. First thing in the morning is not too bad. Between 8 and 9, 10 o'clock I think it says sunshine with a bit of clouds, so then rain's heading in about lunchtime-ish. All these are Herbert Woods day boats moored along here. Looks like they've got cooking facilities in. Probably got a toilet as well. Not for hire overnight though, I don't believe. We've got the famous bridge, which is looking, well, not much of a gap there, is there? very peaceful evening here in Heigham. Obviously, as we're no longer in the season, hustle and bustle, the light evenings have disappeared. Herbert Woods' main reception area. Sorry about the wind noise. It's died down considerably, but I'm conscious that there is a bit still on the microphone. And over there, the Broadshaven Tower, which I stayed in last year. November last year. When I was getting towards the end of October, it might have been late October, early November. Something different. We've got Bridgestones. Is it Bridgestones or Bridge Stores? I think it's Bridgestones. Restaurant. Cafe stroke tea room. And over there we've got Latham's. That's the Heigham sign. Just as I say that, the rain's starting to come down again slightly. If you ever want a hot dog, cheeseburger, bacon roll during the day, I do recommend Baggers and Beverages. They do a mean cheeseburger there. Herbert Woods had their flood defence barrier up here earlier on. It goes in that gap there, but that's been removed. Obviously due to the increasing water levels, there's not so much of a concern anymore. There's my little Encore, tucked in the corner. not much going on down there, so I won't go much further, but just so you guys can see. It's nice and sheltered actually around here from the wind. Very pretty boat here, there's ray of light. I like that. Very sleek. Brings us back round in the circle. And here we are again. Plan is to have a shower and then top up the water tanks again. So if you don't hear from me again, that will be the end of day 3. Tomorrow, up early, go for a little wander, a little explore, and we'll see what that brings. Bye for now.